and a work session for the high school coaches who would come to the out at the Holiday Inn in Austinburg, and they were given the opportunity to show film and try to promote these high school players to college coaches. We would have from around 20 to 25 coaches that would show up, and of course, the high school coaches would do what they could do to help them out. And after that, we decided that we were going to also try to get top-notch winning football coaches at the collegiate level. I know Jim Ayers, a friend of mine, one of the first ones that we got was John McKay from USC, if you happen to know who he was. And after that, we seemed to get lucky because we had guys like Joe Paterno. Of course, we had Woody Hayes. We had Lou Holtz, a number of coaches that are in your program, but all of those top-notch guys followed through and give us a lot of recognition. A little tidbit, I don't know if the ones here that remember Lou Holtz, but did you realize that he went to school in Pierpont, Ohio, in his elementary grade level? And he brought that up when we had him here at the outing out at the Holiday Inn. In addition to that, I would like to go and extend my thanks to some guys that I know that are still looking down on us, who would be very happy to see this crowd to continue after 50 years. And to mention a few of the names that I used to meet with and I became good friends with were Jim Toomey, Warren Andrews, and my age, I forget. Pardon? Ed Batanian, Don Cannell, Bill Wasuka, and Jim Ayers were our go-to guys that we used to put our heads together. And to you guys looking down on us, I want to congratulate you for your dreams come true. And in addition to that, on behalf of my wife, Marcia, my son, Douglas, my daughters, Kimberly and Jackie, thank you for the award.
Next, we have Mike Meany, Edgewood, 1980.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank the Ashtabula Touchdown Club for their efforts in organizing this outstanding event, and additional recognition to the club in recognizing the high school students and providing their scholarships. Congratulations to the high school students and these Hall of Fame inductees. Some of them I've never met before, but one of them I'll talk about, Terry, in a little bit. Again, I think the memo was 3 minutes, Terry. And I think you were at 23 minutes. So. I'm appreciative and honored for being selected, and I thank you for the recognition. I think every year the committee who chooses the Hall of Fame inductees has a tough choice. Because I know, we all know people that we played against and that were our teammates that could be standing up here tonight. So I know it's a tough decision, and again, very honored. Quick thank yous. The first person I saw when I came in tonight was Don Gill, so I knew it was going to be a good night. Don never coached me, but he was a teacher at Edgewood, legendary, and a lot of personal advice from him, you know, and a lot of my friends in school, we all loved him, and, you know, I'm glad you could make it tonight, Don. Al Goodwin, he had the pleasure, he was my 7th and 9th grade basketball coach, 9th grade football coach, JV basketball coach, and great person, great friend. I still can't believe how he could put up with the group he had. We had to take years off his life. Mike Cato, my head coach, he's not here tonight. I did talk to him last week. Again, another good friend and a great coach. Most influential, Terry Miller-Agno. Line position coach for 3 years. Good coach, great communicator, and a lot of mutual respect. And congratulations. Kind of lastly, I have some teammates that were able to make it tonight that, were very influential. Terry Hill, who's a senior offensive tackle when I started playing when I was a sophomore. Outstanding lineman, but, you needed somebody like that to show you the ropes. My most enjoyable year, and thanks, Terry, for attending tonight. Mark Havens, who's also here tonight, one of my best friends. Senior year, played tackle next to me, and I thank him for his support then and over the last many, many years that we've known each other. Ron DePascal's here, another good next person over, a skilled tight end, as he would say. Blocking was an afterthought, but Ron, thanks for attending. He's an encyclopedia of every game and every play. I don't know how people do that. I didn't even remember the scores sometimes. But again, since my time was cut short because of Terry, thanks everybody. Have a good evening.
Next, we have Pat Mooney from Grand Valley, graduated in 1995.
I don't have to move it too far from where Chris was from. Standing. So I, unlike Mr. Olajuwon, I'm not a communications major, and I probably should have wrote things down as opposed to just making some bullet points here. It all seemed like a great idea until right about now. I'd like to just thank everybody for coming out tonight. The whole committee for putting this on. It's truly an amazing thing to be able to relive some history and get an opportunity to just be recognized at this level. You guys have put on a tremendous thing. Chris, Larry, great job. George Bellos, all the coaches, players, families, friends, everybody that come out tonight, just thanks for being here. It means a lot to all of us standing here today. As I started to think about what I wanted to speak on tonight, it's just it's very humbling to receive an individual reward when there were so many people that contributed to my success. And as I look back and thought about this evening, the biggest thing that I wanted to spend my time up here was just kind of paying it forward and thanking everyone that played a part and a role in me standing here today. First and foremost, my two dudes here today, Jeremy and Jim Reynolds. If you guys could just stand up for a quick second. Yeah, you knew I was going to bring into this. So Jeremy and Jim, lifelong friends, and you can see as big as they are today, they were twice as fast and twice as quick with that size back in high school. So you can only imagine how easy it was for me to get through those holes. But it's truly, those guys, the lifelong friends, the commitment, the bonds. We were warriors together on the field, and we've been in each other's weddings, and just lifelong friends to this day. And I would definitely not be standing up here if it wasn't for those two. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, I really should have done a better job here. My father and mother, unfortunately, weren't able to make it tonight. Some of my fondest early memories playing football was running patterns in our small living room and breaking knickknacks. And looking back now, I've got 3 boys of my own, and I can certainly appreciate why my mother maybe didn't enjoy us doing that so much back in the day. But if it wasn't for that and those fond memories and getting to know football, I wouldn't be here today standing in front of you. My grandfather, my grandmother. My grandmother passed in the spring, and my grandfather in '04. And my grandfather came to all my events, and my grandma would always say that she felt I added years to the end of my grandfather's life just because of the football and him being part of it. But I would argue 100 times over, I got way more out of that than he did. So as if you didn't realize, I've got a little bit of a crybaby tactic up here. And now I'm going to speak on behalf of my coaches, so it may get worse. As I've gotten older, I've started to coach myself. I've always had a very fond respect for my coaches and just how they coached me, how they coached our teams. Pushing forward, I coach now to prepare for a game, to get one win. You've got to know your opponents. You've got to know their strengths and weaknesses. You've got to know your players. You've got to have them in the right spots to be successful. Once you get that game plan in action, you've got to go ahead and pass it down to your coaches. And from there, you've got to implement it into the minds of your players. All get on the same page before that Friday. When that Friday comes, you got to pray there's no injuries, pray there's no setbacks, and then go out and try and fight 11 on 11 to get that win. And when I look back at the 22-game win streak that we had, when I look back at the 4 games that we lost in 3 years at Grand Valley, when I look back at the undefeated season, it all comes back to the coaching. Our coaches were amazing. Coach Hitchcock's here tonight. Coach Turk had me in the middle school level. Coach Jay got his hands on me at the high school level. And these guys they're, I always refer to it as people that push that needle. They were able to get the best out of us. They were able to, that you could feel the love from them. They moved the needle. They didn't just teach us football, they taught us life. If it wasn't for my coaches, I'm not sure. I know I wouldn't be standing here today for sure. They've made me a better man. They've made me a good husband. I hope my wife would attest to the same thing. They've made me a good father, a good coach. They taught us leadership skills. They taught us discipline. They knew how to get the best out of us. And that's just something that you don't see in every day. And I know how grateful I was to be under them coming up through. Thank you, Coach Day. Thank you, Ralph. To my wife, coaches, you guys had me for a few years. I've been with her for 20. So she probably is the one that deserves to be up here after putting up with me for that long. So thank you, Christina, for just being a support system to me, our whole relationship. And to my 3 boys, if Dad's taught you anything, it's lessons that I've learned from my coaches. There is no substitute for hard work. You either put it in or you don't. I don't care what you become in this world, just make sure you're the best at it. Grandpa Mooney, this one's for you.
Next, we have Jason Perkins, Geneva, 1989.
All right, so I just wanted to bring some hardware out that I'm proud of and I'm thankful so much for. So, this right here was the Jim Kinnicky Award back my senior year, and this was the Golden Helmet Award from 1993, and I did a nice middle piece right here. And I'm really thankful for the Touchdown Club, the Ashtabula County And it is great, you know, and so thank you for putting this on. Plus, my butt was getting sore from sitting for so long and not moving. I figured that might help you if you're behind the story. But no, but thank you, seriously. It is awesome to hear these stories because all of us come from different schools, different places, you know, played sports and bonded, right? And that's why we're here. And because of the Ashtabula County Touchdown Club, we're able to get together and recognize one another for the effort and the bonds that were formed in that effort, man. And that's where it's hard boiled. That's where it all comes out. And the accolades are beautiful, but they don't mean anything without that bond, someone to share with the successes, the failures that we all go through, right? Because Matt, well, we were 4-6 our senior year, right? You know, but I swear to goodness, I think we only gave up about 11 points a game. Sometimes we had defense, right? Matt Deering, Ricky Davis, Jason Perkins. So we had a lot of fun playing together. In the end, right now, my voice is a little messed up. So I've been coaching. I coach still. I'm a teacher, and I based really my life around the people that served me as teachers and coaches, right? So that's what I wanted to become because they had such a big impact on me. And it all started really with Tim Leonard. Tim, can you raise your hand, please? Tim Leonard is an awesome coach, an awesome man, a great father, great teacher, hard worker, railroad man, right? So Tim made sports fun for me when I was little. I laughed. We laughed at each other. We got better. It was just he was that guy. At fifth grade, sixth grade when I started to play for the Cubs over there at Court Field. Just had fun at his house. His son was one of my best friends at the time, and he just helped me grow up. He taught me, like you said, to be a man, to be a citizen, to be a father. Right? Those are awesome things, and he did that for me. He did it in a loving and fun way, and he got me involved. I saw Timmy, his son, in a wrestling match I was telling earlier, and it was like Timmy was wrestling and someone was beating him, and I was ready to go on the mat. I'm like, I'll help Timmy out right now. You know what I mean? He's a little bit later than me, but anyway, so I got involved in wrestling. He got me into flag football, and that's really where I got passed on, right? So at that point, Frank Carey, raise your hand, please, Frank. Thank you very much. Don Bell, go ahead, raise your hand, Don. So 7th, 8th grade wrestling. 8th grade was my first year in football. Really, like tackle football, I wasn't very good. Just getting used to it. Those guys took me under the wing. They notched that intensity level up, right? Tim, stuff was fun. We were laughing. We were intense. We wanted to win. But Frank and Don set the next level, rolling the mats, get it done right, roll them tight, stack them, set the chairs up, put the desk back out. That in itself was an organization and commitment to organizing young people to do things in a timely manner. Pick up the trash, put it away. It's not done till it's done. You don't leave till we're all done, right? Those are the kind of morals and values that were instilled in us as athletes. My daughter brought out my mom, gave me a box of stuff that's been in her garage since I've been in high school. Had my Letterman's jacket on it, and it has the 1985, Harry Auburn championship. So that was us, guys. You know what I mean? That was our team. Pictures, Matt Deering's in there. He's got his straps down, his chest out. I got that picture, man. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome, right? Jeff Pizon, 9th grade, comes in, biology teacher. He's got us eating cow tongue and octopus in class and doing silly stuff and having fun. That's I was like, man, that looks like he's having fun, right? So freshman football coach, his legs are about up to here. And when I was walking, we're like, where are we going so fast? He's only walking, we got to jog, keep up. He was motivated. He was disciplined. He had us organized. There's a bunch of young men. It was amazing, right? And then, boom, freshman year, I get a chance to play freshman football, get a chance to fight for the varsity wrestling position. I think I was 145 my freshman year, right? I get introduced to Tom Kohler, Wayne Lomas coming up, and these continued the role of great men in my life that supported me, that knew what I needed, that, like you said, took a village, right? Keep after you, right? So, when you're in trouble, you got to get back then. We took squats, right? You do detention or take squats. So I had a hot butt a lot of time. So, that was tough, but it taught me what to do. You know what I mean? And they were there. The double somersault into a single Wayne Lomas, I still do that in my own wrestling room today. Okay? The 5-on, I won't talk about the 5-on-2. But anyway, life is good, and these guys brought me up, and they taught me the right way. I had a chance to go to places to play football. I was not a great student, right? I didn't understand how learning was supposed to be done, and I'm still figuring it out with my brain, right? But they put me in a position where I was able to go and speak in front of people as a senior, right? I think Godfrey was our
God, I wish I had that much energy. Next, we have Otis Sandidge, Ashtabula, 1967.
That is exactly what I was going to say. Once upon a time, I had that kind of. Just want to say good evening to everyone. I would also like to thank the Ashtabula Touchdown Club for allowing me to be a member of such a prestigious organization and group. Also, I would like to thank my pastor, Dr. German Womack, for being here with me this afternoon, and his fiancee, Lady Young, and also my sister in Christ, Diane Story, for again coming with me to for this celebration, and for being in support for this event. Like all of us have said here earlier, football is a team sport. And I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for all the other outstanding members of our football team. We're just a representative of the team itself. And also, I want to give a special recognition to my coach, who is here, who is a young 93, soon to be 94 years old, Anthony Shapiro. Will we please give him a round? Not only did he teach us how to play football, but he also taught us how to become young, productive men. Again, it's one thing putting the effort, and all of the guys up here know that you have to put forth the effort to achieve anything close to becoming a winner or success. What you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So give it all you got, young guys, at this particular time, because this is probably the only time in life that you'll be able to put on shoulder pads and helmets. Majority of you, so make sure that you do give it all you got. We play our games on Friday evenings or Saturday mornings. But where you win those games at is in your practice set, in getting prepared for those games. So that is the time that we really need to make sure that we don't take off. We make sure that we put forth all that you have, because again, that's what's going to pay off in life. And if you can continue to pick up those habits to be the best that you can be, whatever you be, that carry on with you. And also, the game of football, it's a game. But the things that you learn from it, the working together, the fellowship, the brotherhood, that will be with you for the rest of your life. And again, we want to make sure that when we do go back and remember things, like playing against Harper and the group over there, that you feel good about the time that you guys spent on the field against each other. And another thing that I want to say is that, just like what Coach Hood was saying, we really need to focus on the giant killer. Not only the giant itself, but we need to focus on the one who gives us our strength and gives us all that we need to take care of anything that comes along in life. And I would be asking for the coaches and also the players to consider getting into the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. That's a great organization, and again, it will help you
curiosity, how many of you know what Maek Wagner did that probably makes him the most famous person in this room? I hope he tells you. Anyway, this is Maek Wagner, Harvard, 1972.
Thank you, because you're going to have to give me that answer, 'cause I don't know. Anyway,
I have your baseball card.
well, maybe it's because I played professional baseball. But I want to thank the Touchdown Club for this award. And I never dreamt it. I never thought it would happen. I never even thought about it happening. So, thank you. And even though I played 1 year of football, it was probably the most fun I had in high school. So anyway, I'm going to start thanking a few people. And I want to congratulate all of you guys for being here and on the Blue Awards. And congratulations to all the high school football players. And I wish you all a great future. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. First of all, I want to thank my two fathers. Our Father in heaven and my dad. Because I'm going to share something that not too many people know. Because I think it was the second day of tour day. I came home, and I was worn out, I was tired, hit my stomach, couldn't eat. I was just worn out from practice. So I sat down after dinner, I was talking to my dad, and I said, Dad, I want to play football. And we talked, and he said, well, why don't you just stick it out? You know, and it'll get better, it'll get easier. He said, I'll tell you what. If you stick it out with football, you won't have to do dishes anymore. So I stuck it out, and like I said, it was the most fun I had in high school. Even though baseball was my love, and basketball came second, but something about, it's just hard to believe that it was 50 years ago that I took off my football uniform. And I want to thank my coaches, Jim Smith, Len Southern, Joe Corrigan, Ron Stewart, and Dick Cavalier, and all my teammates, because that coaching staff shaped and molded us to one terrific team where we went 10-0 that year. It was one of those years that you didn't want to see football in, or I didn't, because I was just learning. And I think back that that was the smartest decision that I ever made was my dad that year. Because football toughened me up physically and mentally. And I think it turned, well, I think it helped, it made me stronger, and it helped me have a good season in baseball that spring, and then I was drafted and ended up playing professional baseball. So getting back to you high school football players, whatever you do, give it your all, give it your best, off and on the field. And if your dreams change, I don't care if you're like got to mow a lawn, mow it to the best of your ability. Do everything to the best of your ability. And then when you achieve your goals and find success in whatever you're doing, thank our Heavenly Father. And thank all of you for coming tonight.
And finally, we have Dylan Wessell, Jefferson 2000.
extreme honor for me, something that I never really thought back 21 years ago when I was playing that this point in my life. Grateful for the opportunity. Congratulations to all you guys up here for the hard work you put in. First off, start off by thanking my wife Jessica, my son Roman, Parker. The next person I have to thank is my mom. Senior year, some of you might know this or not, my father passed away senior year right before we were getting ready to play Geneva for the NEC championship. And my mom was a pillar for everything. She pushed me through it all. I got the opportunity to go on and play football at Edinburgh University. Many, many, many nights my mom spent driving all over the state, all over Pennsylvania, back and forth. She never missed a game, no matter what. My coaches, Joe Kearney, Matt Bradley, Jason Rutt, Scott Collins. Coach Rutt, you were there for a lot. Glad to see your face here today. It's a really awesome experience to talk about it, relive it a little bit tonight. It's been a long time. My coaches at Edinburgh, Luke Tepper, Wayne Bradford, Jim Henson, guys that really took me from just a normal, decent, average country boy out here in Jefferson that kind of knew how to play football and turned me into a man. Let me kind of experience things that I wasn't going to see out here, grew up a lot, and added two PSAC championships to my bag. All you young guys out here, 21 years ago, I was sitting in a room just like this, trying to figure out where I was going to go play, what I was going to do. At that point, my dad had died 2 months prior to that, and I really was in a pretty crazy situation for a 17-year-old kid. And I had some people behind me that helped me make some good choices and kept pushing me in the right direction. No matter what you do, this game of football is an amazing thing. Gives you opportunities and lets you build yourself into something that you may not have been able to do without it. I know it has for me in my personal, my professional life. There's things about football that I know put and instilled things into me that will pretty much, in my opinion, put me up to next to anybody else when it comes to working. Football taught me that I wasn't going to give up. So any situation I was ever in, I always knew that the guy next to me was going to lose. Because of what things were instilled in me about my coach and all the people around me. So no matter if it's football, your professional life, school, whatever it is, work as hard as you can, just like everybody else is up here said. Just do it to the best of your ability. Don't give up. Always have faith in yourself. Keep God at the forefront. You can do it all. Thanks.
Okay, that concludes our program. You guys can join your friends and family. I'm going to go have an energy drink so I can be like Jason.
You guys know where Springboro's at. Hey, Terry.
That's amazing. You're probably, that's an unbelievable story. The father's well spent.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue on with the rest of the awards as we start to recognize and honor our high school athletes. The first group of awards are actually new to the program this year. I believe they're behind me now, so that's good.
25 minutes.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't know what else to do. So. Oh yeah. All right. There we are.
All right, we're back. We're back live. So the next group we're going to present some awards is the 440 and Goal group, and they will be presenting 3 awards. And once again, I do want to just read something that was in your program that I think it's important for this group of men who do this on the side for our kids, and ultimately it's about them getting recognition and getting more promotion. But their purpose and mission in Ashtabula County is to provide a positive impact on Ashtabula County athletes through additional coverage in social media and community events. And I think you've seen their name all over the county and have done an outstanding job of covering not just football, but they branched out and did some volleyball, they're doing some basketball, and they're doing some outstanding things for our student athletes. So the first awards will go out to, we're going to have up Sam Torres and Ryan Cole.
A little. I gotta push that down. Super tall, so. Hello, my name is Sam Torres, and this is Ryan Cole, and we are from 440 and Goal. At 440 and Goal, we set out to increase exposure for Ashtabula County athletes by streaming games, matches, and events that happen right here in Ashtabula County for athletes. We are honored to have the ability to present our year-end awards this year at the Ashtabula County Touchdown Club Banquet.
Here, have some awards back. All right, and that goes back up. Our first award is the 440 and Goal Offensive Player of the Year. This year's choice is a dual threat quarterback that threw for over 1,400 yards and ran for over 1,000 on his way to 24 touchdowns. We are pleased to give Jefferson's Grant Hitchcock the 2021 440 and Goal Offensive Player of the Year award. Come on.
We'll figure this out. First time. Our Defensive Player of the Year has seemingly been a part of every tackle at St. John for the last 4 years. With a county leading 106.5 tackles, we are pleased to give St. John's Devin Mercilliot the 2001 440 and Goal Defensive Player of the Year. As he is the county leader in tackles for loss, sacks, and second most tackles, total tackles. He was truly a force to be reckoned with.
It is 440 and Goal's pleasure to give Edgewood's Big Pete Troy Peterson the 2021 440 and Goal Player of the Year award. Oh, now they changed it on. Thank you again to everybody. That's where it was before, right? All right, let's
Thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations to our recipients. At this time, I'd like to introduce Warren Dillaway, who will be representing the Star Beacon in the presentation of our All-County Awards.
It's my honor to represent the Star Beacon this evening. I was trying to do the math. I think this is the 30th or 31st Touchdown Club event I've covered, and the memories are amazing, and I hope that the young athletes have those as the years go by. Our first team offense, and if you can, the recipients can come up and receive the awards over here from Mr. Hood. The first team offense, Garrett Siebenek, quarterback, Lakeside. I think we'll continue announcing too as we go here. Zach Rice, Pontiac, running back. Jay-Sean Sanders, Lakeside, running back. Devin Ray, Pymatuning Valley, running back. Trent Hodge, Jefferson, wide receiver. Isaiah Harris, Edgewood, wide receiver. Robert Verba, Pymatuning Valley, wide receiver. Chase Carpenter, Connie. Robert Hagstrom, Pontiac, tight end. Gavin Udanis, Geneva, offensive lineman. Nick Osborne, Pontiac, offensive lineman. I'll slow down. Hunter Smith, Pymatuning Valley, offensive lineman. Randy Valeriano, Lakeside, offensive lineman. Mason Pulowski, Jefferson, offensive lineman. DJ Webb, Grand Valley, offensive lineman. Josh Cup, Geneva, punter. And Wyatt Huderick, Geneva, athlete. This is our first team Star Beacon offense. Thank you, and you guys can go back. Our first team defense starts with Mike Amato, Geneva, defensive lineman. Morgan Bish, Lakeside, defensive lineman. Jimmy Thomas, Pymatuning Valley, defensive lineman. Brent Dietrich, Jefferson, defensive lineman. Clayton Queen, Geneva linebacker. AJ Raffa, Lakeside linebacker. Devin Mercilliot, St. John linebacker. Wade Woodworth, Jefferson linebacker. Brady Pete, Geneva defensive back. Max Gleason, Conneaut defensive back. Nathan Boyarski, Grand Valley defensive back. Christian Curry, Edgewood defensive back. Jason Hurd, Conneaut athlete. Andrew Root, Pymatuning Valley athlete. Ethan Yost, Geneva Hunter. This is our first team Star Beacon defensive team. Thank you. Our final awards are Players and Coach of the Year in various positions. Our Player of the Year is Grant Hitchcock from Jefferson. Our Coach of the Year is Buzz Edwards from Lakeside. Our Offensive Player of the Year is Sam Petros from Lakeside. Our Defensive Player of the Year is Troy Peterson of Edgewood.